that's what it's all about. The sweet chanting of the names, the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and other mantras that represent this higher consciousness. And so anyways, for the new people that may be watching on some other platforms, some new platforms here, we're chanting this mantra together congregationally. We're chanting on several, we're broadcasting on several platforms and different social media things, and we're being joined around the world with various people, and we're chanting together for something even more than peace. Yeah, it's for great happiness and ecstasy that lasts forever. And so everybody, we can chant this mantra. It's free. It's easy. It's purifying of the heart. Happy, gives happiness to the heart. You'll overcome fears, anxieties, worries, problems, just simply from chanting. No religion, just spirit, spiritual experience. And so come chant with us, and we'll do some rhythmic chanting here of this mantra. And so be prepared to see ecstasy and bliss, things you haven't seen before. Always hope for that. And rapturous happiness that's uncommon, that brings tears to the eyes and laughter to the heart. And it's spontaneous, it's wonderful, it's freeing. It's the best thing I've ever found in my life. It's my great treasure, and I just love sharing it with people. So let's do it. So we'll use some music here. Let's try out some different ones. Let's start out with a nice slow one here. Deep trance shamanic chanting. So just follow along. It's very simple. Just listen to the mantra, and gradually you can join in if you feel like it, or just listen. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. This is so fun. Hare. Oh yeah. Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna. Krishna Hari 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 Hari. Tom likes this. Hari. Hari. Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nityananda Gauranga Nityananda Gauranga Nityananda Gauranga Nityananda Gauranga. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, so now we're going to do some japa together without the music. I like to do that sometimes too. Actually, most of the time. All right, you can put your mic on there, Tom.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Oh,
Radha, Radha,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Radha, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Radha,
Hare
Radha,
Rama,
Krishna, Krishna,
Rama Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Krishna,
Rama Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, 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 Hari, Hari, Hari,
Hare
Hari,
Rama, Hare Rama,
Hari,
Rama Rama,
Hari,
Hare Hare,
Hari,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hari,
Krishna,
Hari,
Hare Hare, Hare
Hari, Hari, Bo,
Hare Rama,
Hari, Bo,
Rama Rama,
Hari, Bo,
Hare
Hari,
Hare,
Bo,
Hare
Hari,
Hare,
Bo,
Hare
Hari,
Hari Hari.
Hari Bo, Hari Bo.
Oh, Hari Hari.
Hari, 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 Krishna,
Hari Hari
Krishna,
Hari
Krishna,
Hari.
Krishna,
Hari. Oh my God.
Krishna, oh yeah, Krishna. Oh
Hari.
my Lord Sri Krishna, Chaitanya. Krishna, Krishna,
Morani Mai Prabhu.
Krishna,
Pandita
Krishna,
Nityananda.
Krishna,
Nityananda.
Krishna,
Hari 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 Hari.
Krishna. Oh my Lord,
Hari
Krishna.
Hari. Oh, Hari.
Hey,
Ooh.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Oh my God. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Oof. Hare Krishna. Oof. Oof. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Oh,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
So
Hare.
happy you just want to jump out of your skin. Sri Krishna, 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 Krishna.
Oh.
Krishna, 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 Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Krishna,
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 Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Let's
Krishna,
do a little
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Jaya.
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta.
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
The ecstatic manifestations of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is chapter 11 of Majjhila, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Veda Kirtan pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu merged the entire world into the ocean of ecstatic love by performing his beautiful dances within the temple of Jagannath. He danced exquisitely and jumped high. Oops. All glories to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and all glories to Lord Nityananda Prabhu, all glories to Advaita Prabhu, and all glories to all the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The next day, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya requested Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to give him permission to submit a statement without fear. The Lord gave the Bhattacharya assurance that he could speak without fear, but added, if his statement were suitable, he would accept it. If it were not, he would reject it. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, there is a king named Bhattapuruja Roy. He is very anxious to meet you, and he wants your permission. As soon as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard this proposal, he immediately covered his ears with his hands and said, my dear Sarvabhauma, why are you requesting such an undesirable thing from me? Since I am in the renounced order of life, it is as dangerous for me to meet a king as it is to meet a woman. To meet either would be just like drinking poison. Greatly lamenting, the Lord then informed Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, alas, for a person who is seriously desiring to cross the material ocean and engage in the transcendental loving service of the Lord without material motives. Seeing a materialist engaged in sense gratification, or seeing a woman who is similarly interested, is more abominable than drinking poison willingly. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya replied, my dear Lord, what you have said is correct, but this king is not an ordinary king. He is a great devotee and servant of Lord Jagannath. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, although it is correct that the king is a great devotee, he is still to be considered a venomous snake. Similarly, even a woman be made of wood, one becomes agitated simply by touching her form. Just as one is immediately frightened upon seeing a live serpent, or even a form of a serpent, one who is endeavoring for self-realization should similarly fear a materialistic person and a woman. Indeed, he should not even glance at their bodily features. It's pretty strict, isn't it? No hope for us. How are we gonna exist in this Kali Yuga with all these distractions and make spiritual progress? Well, the good news is we're not trying to attain Krishna. Those who come here very quickly attain Krishna by grace, not by sadhana siddhi, or by your endeavors, and by your big sadhanas, and by your big renunciations, and your big austerities, and your big chanting of 116 rounds, or 1 lakh, or 2 lakhs. No, 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 no. By grace. By grace you are saved. Remember St. Paul, what he said? By grace you are saved. Oh, you think Lord Caitanya is any lesser graceful incarnation like Jesus? The grace of Lord Caitanya is even easier to get. It's even more profound. There's more knowledge in it. There's more ecstasy in it. There's more understanding in that grace. You don't have to join a church, a materialistic organization, a religious organization. You just have to join a band of persons who have attained the truth. And by their attainment, you attain. That's how I got it. I got this connection, this communion, by those who have attained already. The easy peasy way. Right, Govinda? Didn't you get it that way? By those who already got it?
Yep, that's the way. That's the way. Way you get it. That's the
So
way.
the Lord is talking to sannyasis who are on that path, who are a little less intelligent.
That's
if
the
you're
way.
less intelligent, then that's what you'll do. You'll go that route. And if you're more intelligent, you'll listen to a devotee that has attained the loving service of the Lord. And then they will teach you these secrets.
That's it. That's it.
The secret of silence.
Yeah.
Oops, what happened here?
Hare Krishna.
Oh, I see.
Hare Rama. Hare.
Mute your microphone a little bit there.
Oh, sorry.
So Bhattacharya, if you continue to speak like this, you will never see me again. Therefore, you should never let such a request come from your mouth. So these are playful pastimes of Lord Caitanya. He instruct many things. One thing, Sarvabhauma is conclusive. He said, hey, this is not just an ordinary king. He's a devotee. He's a devotee of Jagannath. He's a real devotee with real devotion. He's not, see, you could just be one of these kind of devotees, just pious and all that, but you're not really a devotee yet until your heart is a devotee. Your heart is in love with somebody. And it ain't no material person, no beautiful man or woman. No, when it's in love with the Lord, vibrating on that God frequency. See, no, so you could be a king. That's why, people who are like these sannyasis, these gurus, these followers of those kinds of persons, they think materialistically. They look at a person, that could be a Sudra, and they don't ask the question, has that person attained Krishna? They think, oh, of course not. Look, they're just a Sudra. See, they look according to caste. Therefore, they're cast out of the devotional platform. No, see, this is a great devotee of Lord. He's a king. Yes, usually kings are all, you ever see materialistic people wealthy? They're all think minds about money, investments, stuff like that, mundane stuff, house and hearth and home, oh, look how many boats I got, look at my cars, and look at all this money I got. That kind of mentality. That's usually a great king, they're really obsessed with their opulences. They're corrupted by it. Their soul is corrupted by it. Their soul is covered by all those opulences. But this king was different. He was a devotee of Lord Caitanya. He was a devotee of the devotees of Lord Caitanya. Therefore, he's a real devotee of Lord Caitanya. See, these conclusions, man, I love these conclusions. These conclusions are lovable. You know why? They are Krishna. He is non-different from his conclusive understanding. No difference. But he's different from conclusions. This is why I told people they're promoting some of these people, in ISKCON, you got to learn the fault of this, man. I don't care how philosophical a God brother of Prabhupada is, even. I don't care how philosophical or how they speak, it sounds right and everything. But if they take the title of Acharya and they're not real Acharya, if you don't have the real grace, the special grace of the Parampara, see, that special grace is love of Krishna, prema bhakti, man. I'm not promoting that. That's not what a real devotee does. That's why I'm with Prabhupada. He never promoted. He promoted only those who have received the special grace of a Vaishnava and the Lord, and they had the symptoms to prove it. They were ecstatic like he was, that's why he could recognize. They were ecstatic like Bhakti Siddhanta. They were ecstatic like Bhakti Vinod. See, that's the real line. Who else in 2022 is like that? That's the real line. Otherwise, you're fooled, man. You're inconclusive. You don't have the God conclusion. You have speculation. Speculation is in the modes of nature. No, these conclusions, the ones here that the real Vaishnavas know, or the real devotees of God know, are like this. See, therefore, that's God. See, he's non-different than those conclusions, those perfect conclusions. Doesn't matter if a Sudra is speaking them or a sannyasi. If they're real, right? They cut through the mustard. Cut through the mustard gas.
Yeah, and devotees, they reveal themselves, and even devotees long term in Krishna consciousness. And there's many horrible things that have gone on in Krishna consciousness, but they reveal themselves trying to get something from a court of law in the material world. They're taking these atrocities that have happened to a court of law, which is Maya, and they're thinking they're going to get some. Just shows where people are, because they won't listen here, where the Prema Bhakti is overflowing. We keep sharing darshans of Chaitanya, darshans of Gopala Krishna in many different forms, from the peacock feathers that lady saw who went away. Mahavira went away from the darshan of Gauranga in the lake. And so many darshans of devotees here, witness testimonies, and they keep engaging in nonsense of expecting to get something solid from a court of law. It's like that pastime in the Bible. They're looking back, always looking back, and they turn into pillars of salt or stone. They're stony hearted. They're trying to get something out of Maya Devi's representatives. Not going to happen. Shama Gauri, Shama S, Shama S and Shama G, I get confused, but Hare Krishna.
Yes. Right on, man. Right on. Okay, let's see. At that time, being afraid, Sarvabhauma returned home and began to meditate on the matter. At this time, Maharaj Prataprudra arrived at Jagannath Puri, Purushottam, and accompanied by his secretaries, ministers, and military officers, went to visit the temple of Lord Jagannath. When King Patapuruja returned to Jagannath Puri, oh, I wish I could meet such devotees. It's almost like meeting them here. Oh, King Patapuruja. Oh, when King Patapuruja returned to Jagannath Puri, Ramananda Roy came with him. Ramananda Roy immediately went to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with great pleasure. Upon meeting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, upon meeting, oh my Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya, upon meeting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Ramananda Roy offered his obeisances. The Lord embraced him, and both of them began to cry in the great ecstasy of love. This is how easy it is, easy peasy. This is how you get it. First the obeisances, then you're lifted up. See, Krishna in you is lifted up, and you get his embrace. When you pay, practically, what is the relevance? You do this to the devotees here who have received the grace. You give obeisances to their preaching. Obeisances, I mean, why not, man? These conclusions are fantastic, right? When you give, wow, I really like that. There's your obeisances. Oh, this ecstasy, that's beautiful. Oh, there's your obeisances. Oh, the Lord thinks, oh boy, he ain't going to wait for you to become perfect. He's just going to jump up in you, Hari Bol, in ecstasy. And then the transcendental body of the Lord is revealed in your heart forever. This is the procedure. This is the formula. Pretty simple, huh? See, the devotees naturally did it. Ramananda Roy paid his obeisance, the Lord lifted him up. What do you think the meaning is? Internal meaning is. See? Nityananda, Krishnadas Kaviraj said, people, whether they were saints or sinners, they got this special opulence that saints and sinners could not get in any other way, simply by falling at the feet of the preaching, the ecstatic love, and whatever Nityananda's word came out of his mouth. Paying obeisances, they were lifted up by the Lord's bliss. See, that's the Lord. His bliss is lifted up in you, in your body, to experience what is transcendental. That is called the resurrection of life. For the walking dead, which everybody mostly is. Most people don't know what this life is. You need to hear. You hear from the devotees. You pay obeisances to their preaching. I mean, it's not a forced thing. You either like this or you don't. If you don't like it, keep coming and keep throwing your little tomatoes and your speculations, whatever you want. Just get it out, man. But you get it out till you cough up whatever it is. And then your vision will clear and see what we say is correct, is beautiful, is real bhakti, is real love, is real happiness, is real bliss, is real intoxication, is real knowledge, is really real thought-provoking. Isn't it simple? I love these books. That's just one little verse, one little sentence there. Ramananda Roy paid his obeisances to Lord Caitanya, and Lord Caitanya lifted him up. Actually, just from that, the Lord was lifted up in him. See, so that he could see. And what happened? They both trembled. See, you will tremble too. The Lord will lift you up, and you'll lift the Lord up simply by giving your obeisances to the preachings of the ecstatic devotees. Tell your old Guru Dev that's all he has to do to go to the next level. See if he'll do it. We're little rascals. We're troublemakers. Lord Caitanya is a troublemaker, and those his real followers are also troublemakers. Maya says, hey, everything was just going along fine till you guys came. You know, everything was just going right down like a flowing river, you know, going down, more down. And then these rascals come here and create trouble. Everybody starts swimming upstream, and they get the strength to swim upstream. Seeing Lord Caitanya, Mahaprabhu's intimate dealings with Ramananda Roy, all the devotees were astonished. Let's see. What could those intimate dealings be, Shyamasundar? Let's see. The Lord embraced him, and both of them began to cry in the ecstasy of love. Those intimate dealings. You see anybody around that has intimate dealings like that? There you go. You spotted the Lord. You know, the Lord and the devotees are always hiding. But sometimes the devotees want to reveal the truth. Look for those persons. You want this grace of Lord Caitanya, this phenomenal mercy of Lord Caitanya, this magnanimity of Lord Caitanya. Look for the preaching of the truth. That is the way. That is the treasure, the map. You ever see a treasure map? Leads you to the treasure. That's the word of those kind of devotees, man. If you listen to them, you go right to the pot of gold. Then your life is gold. Then you pass go and get the monopoly on God. And if anybody else wants it, they got to come through you right there, Shyamasundar. They got to listen to your singing. They got to listen to your glorification of Krishna. See, Ramananda Roy said, I duly informed the king, Prataparudra, of your order for me to retire from service. By your grace, the king was pleased to relieve me of these material activities. I said, Your Majesty, I am now not willing to engage in political activities. I desire only to stay at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Kindly give me permission. When I submitted this proposal, the king immediately became very pleased upon hearing your name. Indeed, he instantly rose from his throne and embraced me. My dear Lord, as soon as the king heard your holy name, he was immediately overwhelmed with great ecstatic love. Catching my hand, he displayed all the symptoms of love. As soon as he heard my petition, he immediately granted me a pension without reductions. Thus the king granted me a full salary as per pension and requested me engage without anxiety in the service of your lotus feet. Now that's an unenvious devotee, wouldn't you say? What happened to Shama Sundari? You come back. Then Maharaj Prataparuja very humbly said, I am most fallen and abominable, and I am unfit to receive the interview with the Lord. One's life is successful if one engages in his service. See, one is successful in engaging in the service of Lord Caitanya, but you have to be engaged in that service. See, it's that service is transcendental. You need feeling for it. Isn't it easier to engage in service, to somebody if you love doing it? You like doing it. You're attracted to doing it. See, that's what you get from the devotees. You love reading about the Lord Caitanya for the public. Like Janaki. She loves reading. She loves chanting Lord Caitanya and Radha and Krishna's name for the public, engaging in the service of the Lord. Ooh, Shama is working. Okay. It's almost not a service anymore. It's like it's a pleasure. Exactly. If you're going to getting burned out doing any service, then it's just the mode of goodness, old stuff. It's the old way. This is the new way, spontaneous. And if it's not, if it's feeling efforting, you think, okay, gotta stop. Oh, really? See, one's life is successful if one engages service. And everyone here can be assured your life is successful when you love to engage in the transcendental loving service of Lord Caitanya. When you love sharing his pastimes like Govinda, meditating, Tom, when you feel this attraction is just going to grow more and 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 more. And then you say bye-bye to Maya, na, 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 na. We are free from you. So if Shama Sundari isn't here, then we have to put in a replacement, Lalita Ganga. We got to get Amy Rose in with her new shirt, her t-shirt, her sweatshirt, whatever that is. Why don't you make an appearance with your sweatshirt? My Lord, I don't think that there is even a fraction of Maharaj Prataparudra's loving ecstasy in me. What do you mean Lalita's not pleasing anymore? Oh, come on. Get your little booty up here. Let's take a vote. Tom and Govinda. How many people want Lalita, are pleased with having Lalita up here? Raise your hand. Tom's thinking about it. What do you think? Are you pleased to have Lalita up here? You better raise your hand or I'm knocking you off. There he goes. Uh-oh, she's strong now. I can't manipulate her anymore. Okay, oh well. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then said, "My dear Ramananda, you are the foremost of all devotees." Therefore, whoever loves you is certainly a very fortunate person. See? That's, if you're fortunate in this life, you get a bona fide spiritual master, not just any spiritual teacher or master or so-called spirit. No, one in this line, one of this stature. See? And if you will get purified and you begin to love such a devotee, then this blessing is for you. Oh, you're one most fortunate person. Oh, Gaurahari, you just want people to love you. Well, the thing is, if they do, let's see what benediction they get. Everybody should ask. I mean, I'm not ashamed to ask or afraid. Yeah, ask. Is Gaurahari that kind of person that is worth loving? Because you must, if you find a real guru, you must come to this platform. That is the formula. If you don't love such a guru, then you didn't find such a guru, or your heart's still a bit blackened. Okay? We go by the book here. Chaitanya Charitamrita, chapter 1, about the spiritual master. When you're lucky, you get the Lord who comes as the spiritual master. Yeah, it's like that. And what are their qualities and qualifications? Listen up. You check, is Gaurahari like this or not? If not, get rid of him, abandon him. He's foremost devotee like this. Yeah, well, what is the foremost devotee like this? What are they? Well, the Chaitanya Leela says right here, they have ecstatic devotion. It's pure, it's real, it's genuine. Does Gaurahari have that, or anybody else in question? Does Radhanath have that? Does Jayapataka have that? Is he of the standard of the books that they're preaching? When you're ready to be delivered, chapter 1, Adi Leela says, the Lord appears as such a liberated devotee. They have the best ecstasy, the deepest ecstasy, like real devotees do. They're the greatest devotees in that sense, with great devotion. You got to ask, is the guru I have, are they like that? And what is that symptoms of great devotion? Oh yeah, the grace. They got the grace either in this life or a previous one. Okay? The grace to worship in pure ecstatic devotion. And if you don't find such a guru in this life, who is preaching these conclusions so you know where you're going and why to go there, why it's the greatest boon you can get in this life, then you haven't found it yet. You haven't found the door yet. You haven't found the truth yet. You haven't found the life of ecstatic love that the songbook is teaching every day. From the Guru, the real devotees, the real associates of Lord Caitanya, ecstatic prema emanates. Bliss. By their word, my God is their word truthful. Have you met such a person where their word is conclusive? You could say they are devotee Bhagavad, because you can check what they say in the book, and then you check what these other wannabe gurus or teachers have said. It doesn't agree what they say. Therefore, you've found out two things: the real path and the false one. The idol worship and the true idol to worship. You know, idol means great or false. See, idolize. What are you idolizing? Something that is mundane and material still, or actually one thing, something that is actually spiritual? Because if you are idolizing what is spiritual, it's not a material idol, it is spiritual. See? Just a little flip of the switch of real knowledge can do the trick. See? Lord Krishna told Arjuna, those who are my direct devotees are not actually my devotees, but those who are the devotees of my servant are factually my devotees. Remember somebody said yesterday, can they come as a friend into this Sangha? Oh, I just want to be your friend. Oh, you want to skip the part about being a devotee of a devotee. No, you got to come in the door. You become a devotee. Even the devotee, even a spiritual master, and the Lord is awakened in his own disciples' hearts, he becomes a devotee of those devotees of disciples, very devoted to his disciples who have love of God. Why wouldn't you do that? Only if you're inconclusive. We have one nice guy coming here yesterday. He was a little inconclusive. He doesn't know these things. See, what I preach here is conclusive. My happiness is in this conclusive preaching. I don't get any happiness on speculating on Prabhupada's books just so I can become guru like these guys. What kind of happiness is in their speculation when I can taste ras? And I can experience the tears of love and the laughter of love because I don't speculate. All I had to do was wait 30 years before becoming guru and get the order of Prabhupada and the blessing of Krishna. Then it all worked. Did these guys wait? No. As soon as they're there for a few years and they're still materialistic, and they as soon as Prabhupada goes, they jump at the seats. They go in and jumped on the high seats. They erected immediately. Therefore, they're checked in their spiritual advancement. Still checked. Okay. Oh yeah, they can get, like people who leave here, like Meena and stuff, Mahavir, they leave here, they get their neophyte followers. And they still got their neophyte followers. Anyway, I got good news for you guys. We can wipe away all that stuff that you did there for 50 years. We can make what you did fruitful just by coming here and following the real path in the right way, in the real way, in the blessed way. We have the blessings of Prabhupada, the Parampara, and Krishna. Therefore, it will work for you, it will work for anybody. Your followers, if any of your followers want to come here and get the real blessing of Krishna, is Krishna working in you and inspiring this message in your heart? Because if you come here, you'll get the honor to deliver your own gurus. Otherwise not. You just go where they go. Blind people just go where the blind leaders, their followers just go where blind leaders and followers go, and kind of stay in darkness. This is life. This is light, man. This is truth. This is beyond. You remember that devotee yesterday? He said, "Oh, it's about light. It's about light." See, his light is not bright enough to get him out of illusion. See, he says, "Oh, I'm in the light. I'm in the light. I'm in." All that speculations is not bright enough to get him into the real truth, into rasa. He's in the rasa of speculation, and that's like going to McDonald's for me. In eating one of those indigestible hamburgers or something. You go eat your hamburger there in Paradise. That's speculation to me. The light's the light. Go, all right, what you're saying is wrong. No, this is right. This is your stuff you can't even check. This stuff that we preach is checkable. That's why I only explain the verses as they are, because they're so blissful when you do. That's what I'm teaching. I'm here to teach disciples how to taste these verses and get the happiness I got from it. That's a spiritual master. Their word is as it is. They're a real devotee Bhagavat. You Rhythmics, you need to learn something, man. What is this? You think, I got Prabhupada's books, and that's Prabhupada in the books, and yeah, that's true. I don't need a living devotee. That's not true, because if you don't have love of Krishna, you need a living devotee. You need shiksha. Proof is, look at people coming here. They were studying the books and everything, but now they got love of Krishna. Many people here, because they're following the real formula. That's in the book. By the action of the book Bhagavad, chapter 1, on the spiritual master. I need to repeat this 10 million times till the world gets it. Till ISKCON gets it. Till Gaudiya Math gets it. Gaudiya Samiti gets it. Why not? Why shouldn't we focus on them a little bit or a lot? They need to get this by the action of the book Bhagavad and the living devotee Bhagavad. The mellows of devotion are instilled in the heart of those who love devotees like that. Develop love, being purified by the words spoken by those devotees, the conclusive word. Then you purify, then you can hear all the baloney people are talking. They're talking, inconclusive, speculating on this and that. Their words have no power to awaken the Lord in the heart. The Lord only wants to hear conclusive truth. He wants to hear who he is as he is in the verse. The Lord himself is Guru Tattva. See, when you're ready to be delivered, the Lord appears as the spiritual master. See, what is the real spiritual master? They're that verse in person. And the verse itself, the books, the scriptures say, the verse itself is Bhagavan. But the verse has to be as it is, otherwise you're being fooled by baloney. A phony baloney. Amy says, replying to Shama Sundari, Oh my God, that's so funny. Shama Sundari. I know exactly what you mean. Being blown away by the nose blowing. And I literally just thought about the exact same thing yesterday. Shama Sundari says, replying to Shama, I mean it. So, Lord Caitanya continues, because the king has shown so much love for you, Lord Krishna will certainly accept him. See, that's the path. If you don't love a real devotee of the Lord, see, that's actually transcendental. Otherwise, you can't really love a real devotee. See, because that love is spiritual. That devotee is spirit. They're not material anymore, even though they have a material body. They're spirit. They're a manifestation of spirit in this world. And if you love spirit, that means you've been purified. See? So the Lord goes on and says, oh, if you actually love a devotee, then what? The Lord Krishna will certainly accept him. How do you know the Lord has accepted you? Well, then you're like Govinda. See, like Thomas becoming. See, the Lord is accepting you. How do you know he's accepted you? Because you feel that love of God in you. That's the Lord. You feel that bliss. You feel that attraction for the Lord, which is him. Otherwise, without the Lord living inside you in an awakened state, and you're accepted by the Lord, in other words, you're not married yet. You got to marry. Everybody's got to get married here. I'm sorry. You got to get married. If you're coming here, that's the end result is marriage. This marriage with the Lord, and you can't ever leave. No, oh, sorry, till death do you part, and you won't die because death will never come. Oh, death to the body, but your spirit is married now to the Lord. What you bound on earth, you bound in spirit. See, Lord Jesus taught the truth. See, you bound devotion, you got your marriage here, you came, you followed the process in Prabhupada's books, really, truly. The Lord has accepted you and you feel it. Oh, wow, man, I feel bounded to the Lord of love. I feel that loving ecstasy in me. Wow, See, the Lord certainly, no doubt. That's why, Krishna quoted the verse. Those who worship me directly, like, see, the Lord says, the opposite is also sort of true. The opposite is true, is those who worship me directly, oh, well, you may or may not attain me in some future life. Maybe, who knows, there's some doubt. Oh, but if you worship my devotees, if you accept my devotees, accept their association, hear from my devotees, there is no doubt that you will not attain me. We've proven this again and again and again. People already have attained the Lord. But I tell you, with those gurus, as far as I could see, there's plenty of doubt, because I haven't seen anybody I would say is actually authorized. Because if you're really authorized gurus, some of your disciples, or many of your disciples, like here, many of my disciples and my friends, mine, they belong to me, I belong to them. They have been accepted by the Lord. All these verses I just read apply to them. Without a doubt. There is no doubt that they have not attained the Lord, attained this mystic marriage with God forever. They have the symptoms. Hey, Mayavati, welcome. Thank you for coming. Wow. See, Mayavati says she doesn't have any doubts. Well, that's nice. I like that. Making progress here. See, Lord Krishna told Arjuna, those who are my direct devotees are actually not my devotees, but those who are the devotees of my servant are actually my devotees. There you go. Always remember this standard. Don't be fooled, because if I disappear tomorrow, people will come along and test you on that verse. They'll come along and say they are direct devotees, or they're devotees of those who are not really intimate servants of the Lord. And if you accept that, then you are knocked out of the game. You still don't see things as they are. That's why I told devotees preaching these other people that, Prabhupada didn't authorize. He says, the persons that have envy, like many God brothers. If you start preaching like the general devotees do, general masses, right? What do they know? And you will go, don't just fall for that. Be like Prabhupada in that conclusion. But the thing is, you can't do it artificially. Therefore, listen to me and I'll train you up to see things as they are. Then you will see who is still. It doesn't matter how big their title is, how much acclaim they got from all these general devotees, even the ones that appear to be in the way. It's all an appearance, man. Maya makes many appearances here. This appears to be a great devotee. You listen to me, man. You listen to the authorities. You listen to Prabhupada. They know who's sleeping under Maya still, even with their big titles as Acharya and this and that. You're lucky if you got a living person telling you these things. Otherwise, nobody can see these things clearly. You know how that works? And you'll see it here, and I'm going to just speak it to so people get clear. I'm here to train people up to understand things as they are clearly. Prabhupada said, actually, most of my God brothers are envious of me. Maybe one wasn't. After Prabhupada leaves, what happens? They all go up as great, as worshipful as Prabhupada, and his disciples go for counseling from them and all that. That's not a very high standard of a devotee. These gurus went for counseling of those persons. And that's okay. I mean, it's fine. You're just not qualified, man. You just don't understand your guru yet. You don't understand who actually still has envious of transcendentally situated persons. And if you have a problem with this preaching, too bad. Go out there to those persons. Go out and follow that. Go ahead and follow them. Go, oh, Guru Dev, deliver me, and see if they deliver you. We have proof of deliverance of disciples here. My disciples get delivered. They get delivered, not just a pizza, not just a Brahmin title and a Brahmin thread. No, they get married to Krishna and prove it by their heart, and their ecstasy and their bliss and their deep attraction to worshiping Krishna and Lord Caitanya from their hearts in ecstasy. See, we got all the proof. I can say whatever I want because what I say is true and relevant and important. And if you don't believe this preaching, then you'll have to go out and take the milk, that's a little bit of the poison in the milk, go ahead, go worship gurus that are not really qualified. You're not ready to be delivered. It's just not in your heart. But if your heart is ready to be delivered and you're ready to sacrifice the lie for the truth, well, you got to hear the truth. Somebody's got to speak the truth. Who's going to hold the line? Prabhupada did. He said, actually, none of my god brothers are qualified to be acharya. Nobody believed him. They all, after Prabhupada disappeared, they all forgot all that stuff. And then they go to Narayan Raj, who said, oh, actually, all the god brothers are acharyas. So who do you believe? Because I believe Prabhupada, I'm doing this. But I had a little help, from the beginning I was worshiping ecstasy. Not everybody's like that. So take the help here if you want to see things as they are. See? St. Paul said, truth is no respecter of persons. See? Bhaktisiddhanta lived by that. The truth is the truth, man. Are you delivered? Are you really an intimate, confidential associate of Lord Caitanya? Yes or no? And if it's a yes, don't give me your philosophical baloney or what you say and all that stuff only. I want to see some tears. I want to see some big ecstasy like they brought here as the standard. Otherwise, you're not impressing me. Even a little ecstasy. Many of my disciples have big ecstasy and they still are working on conclusiveness. So let me see a little bit of ecstasy to get some truth going here. A lot of people think, how can you preach like it's so heavy? Well, what is it, man? You gotta be true to the name. Guru is heavy. And this is only heavy when you're carrying the burden of illusion and faith in illusion. This helps you drop your rocks. Get off your rocks. For you new people, if you're listening, this is the advanced course. And if you can't take it, just come to the chanting. Come chant with us and everything. Or you can't relate to that. It doesn't. Okay, just come to the chanting. Everybody can come to the chanting. If you want these finer points, if they're interesting to you, come here. They'll protect you from some of these deeper obstacles and animals in the jungle in the world here that try to attack the real Bhakti Lata Piyush. You want to mix with it. You want to mix with this. Prabhupada with his godbrothers, see, there was a time, and I'm not saying this to criticize, just to get clarity. It's important to have clarity. I have nothing against them. I want to help everybody. I want to help those who believe in them, so that they can understand things more. And this was natural then and natural now. Just like I have some of our followers trying to do the same thing. They want to preach what they were preaching. They want to distribute their books and their articles of the God Brothers. And Prabhupada's instruction to them, just like my instruction is to you, stay within the line. He says, hey, they're not distributing our books. They're not distributing our preaching. Why are you going to their classes, distributing their books, preaching for them? You should come here and listen here and serve here. They didn't even want, the God Brothers didn't want to serve the Prabhupada. They wouldn't even do it. And that's okay, because that's the way the Lord sets it up. They don't have inspired to serve transcendentally situated persons yet. except their guru, previous guru, Bhaktisiddhanta. They can't see the importance of serving a living Vaishnava. That they promote the progressive path. So Prabhupada gave them the opportunity, and the Lord showed, see, they're not interested, none of them. They only became interested when Prabhupada was successful, so they could come in and take over. That's how it is with Maya. So don't be foolish, don't let others come in and take over here. Because then you'll lose the bhakti. That's how Maya comes in to mix, and then you get watered down with different preaching. See, this isn't watery, is it? This smacks you, you hit a brick wall. As soon as your idea of oh, why is going hard? He's against the God brothers and all, and then you hit the brick wall, man. You didn't listen. You didn't see what the heart of the matter is here. So you bounce off and you bounce back to the God brothers or Narayan Raj or the Radhakund Babajis. This works better practically than anything I've seen. You check it out. You see any more ecstasy that's being promoted that people are actually getting amongst all those groups I just mentioned? Then you found a real place like this. Otherwise, this is the best. This gets the job done. This gets the desired result, love of Krishna forever. So if you don't see any of this in any of those other groups, these symptoms of this ecstatic devotion, then this is the place to be. If you want real Krishna, the real Krishna consciousness movement to its perfection, you want that? Well, these are its symptoms and signs. Mayavadis. It's getting good. Getting clear. That's great. Hey man, either you want the real shelter is this ecstatic love, man. It's the best thing I've ever found. This ecstatic devotion and the conclusive understandings of things as they are in this material world, they ain't nothing like this. There's no teaching like this. There's no happiness like this. No purification as deep as this. You can get frogs biting you and get all that purging and everything. You can't, that nothing, no ayahuasca trip is better than this. Nada. And I ain't ashamed to preach it vehemently because it's very true in my experience. And you can come check it out. Don't blindly believe what I say, but come and if it inspires you to come check it out. There is no God brothers that can give you anything like this of Prabhupada. Narayan Raj can't give you this. The Radhakund Babajis can't give you this. And they proved they cannot. After 50 years, they couldn't give this. And the only reason I can give it is Prabhupada ordered it and Krishna blessed it. Therefore, it works charmingly. Well, listen to this. This Bhagavad Gita keeps popping up when I click on it, so I'm going to read it. So this verse in Bhagavad Gita. I shall now declare unto you in full this knowledge, both phenomenal and numinous. This being known, nothing further shall remain for you to know. Out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection. And of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. See, that's who you're looking for, the hardly one that knows Krishna and truth. A lot of people, out of many thousands, okay, that's wonderful. Narayan Raj devotees, Radhakund Babaji's, ISKCON, you're endeavoring for perfection. You have many gurus there, they're teaching you and all that. But have you found the hardly one that knows Krishna and truth? Because that's the door. Because hardly one knows me in truth out of you endeavoring for perfection. That includes followers and gurus and spiritual sannyasis. I mean, spiritual masters and sannyasis. Hardly one of those knows in truth, but you need that spiritual master, that associate of the Lord, intimate associate that knows that Lord in truth. And then you very easily become one of those hardly ones that knows Krishna in truth. You become one of those thousands that are endeavoring perfection, that have found the one that hardly knows one in truth, Krishna. And therefore you become one of those hardly one that knows. That's a parampara. That's why these lines, these disciplic lineages are left. It's hard to find even one intact now. But it's here, working relentlessly every day on Facebook Live, on multifarious platforms of social media. I shall declare unto you full this knowledge, both phenomenal and numinous. See, that hardly one that knows Krishna in truth knows Maya Tattva. That's the phenomenal world. See, people, the world of phenomena. People just see the phenomena. They don't see any rhyme or reason behind it. They don't see what causes the phenomena in the world. They don't understand this knowledge. You need to have it declared. You can't easily understand this on your own. You need to have it declared by the Lord's devotee, the living devotee. And they teach you about numinous, the subtle world of spirit that they are. See, only they are what do you call expert enough to teach that, because they are in touch with the spirit. They are the real realized souls, but very few. They're one of the hardly ones who know Krishna in truth type. You're very fortunate to come here and start listening, and then very quickly you'll see what's here. If you're really looking for the truth, the Krishna will awaken in you. Krishna says, I'm the intelligent of the intelligence. I'm the intelligence of the intelligent. But he's also the crooked intelligence too. If he sees that you're not sincere, he'll give you crooked intelligence, doesn't he? Do that. That's why people leave here. They don't have faith in the real path, and therefore the Lord said, crookens their intelligence, makes it crooked. Hey man, we can't escape Maya's game like Govinda. His preaching was so perfect. I was amazed. He really listens good. He hears these things. It was almost like I was preaching. It's amazing. Right on the money. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego, all comprise, these 8 constitute my separated material energies. See what you got to get through to be one of those hardly one that knows Krishna in truth? Your consciousness, everybody's consciousness is covered by these 8 material coverings, and they're very thick. That's why people are just walking around in this Maya. It's not, hardly one knows the truth as it is. these coverings, you know, even intelligence is covering the truth. Mind is covering the truth. You come here, we cut through all these coverings, man, all the mustard, man, we just cut right through it. Bring you right to the soul. This is the door. See, door right in through going in the narrow gate. You know, just go right through the gate. Boom, 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 boom. Right into the spiritual dimension. Beyond the false ego. See, otherwise these energies are separating you from who you are and who that Supreme Lord Krishna is. So, give us some words, guys. Govinda, give us a word.
I just want to read the words of Bhaktivinoda again because they're so beautiful. So, can never tire. These devotees who say, oh, we don't need to read books, they don't realize that this is Chaitanya incarnate in books. So, we keep reading them and maybe they'll see this. So, oh, why does my heart not weep from chanting the holy name, Hare Krishna? The bird of my heart does not know what past sinful activities it has committed to cause this inability to chant Hare Krishna properly. It makes me laugh, it makes me smile, and many of you know that class where Prabhupada shares, sit properly. Prabhupada's been humorous in so many places. It all relates to the parampara. There's so much humor. People couldn't see the humor in Prabhupada. Perhaps I wasn't there at that time, but you know, even today I see posts of devotees fear Maya. Yes, Prabhupada said fear Maya, but it was also sharing to neophytes, man. And people seem to attach to words that he said on a neophyte platform, which was necessity for him to do, but they don't seem to be able to go and do the higher taste that he's given. And the higher taste is right here. You know, it's just unfortunate, but Maya Devi is brilliant. She'll trick you, cheat you, you'll do crazy things, you'll believe your illusions. At some point, we have to listen. And that was a massive part of my journey. And I feel so fortunate to 12-step fellowship recovery that gave me that ability to listen before I came here. I was ready to listen. I was able to listen because I'd experienced. I wasn't walking out from sections from mental hospitals thinking I knew everything, talking about me here. If it relates to you, then okay, fine. But me, I knew I had nothing to give anybody. I had to listen. And that's what I did. I listened and I listened and I listened. And it culminated very quickly. Krishna taking me for accidents, etc., etc. But because I was sincere, like Janaki, 40 years in Krishna consciousness at the point of suicidalness, listen to the Rhythmics, listen to the living gurus, and other devotees here. Their heart just goes, oh, right, this is it now. I've brought you to the right place. Now just listen more. I practice my listening. I listened to all those in ISKCON who came, and I gave them space to listen. They didn't touch my heart, not fully, not like here. So, oh, forest bird, I have kept something for you very carefully within the cottage of my heart. The holy name of Hari, which is overflowing with pure sweet honey. O bird, you chanting of his name if you were taught. Again, it seems to me to be coming always back to the point of listening, you know. Seeing that by our own endeavors in the world, we just get beaten, and seeing somebody who's blissfully happy, as like when I saw you up there in Dharamsala, was like, wow, what's going on? There's something special going on here, you know, and that's what's kept me attached. A bird is always able to speak all names. Why then does this bird of my heart refuse to chant Hare Krishna? Or why does my heart not weep from chanting the holy names Hare Krishna? O bird, come, let us go to the spiritual world, the land of true and everlasting beauty. It is the place where the imaginary man of the mind will never come and go.
Yeah, you know, this is the thing, you know, like on that verse there, not pointing the way enough. This is what we do here. We make it clear. Okay, you want your heart to manifest this love and all that, you have to come into the association of the ecstatic devotees. This is the slam dunk in clarity. If you follow this instruction very easily, you get it, and that hasn't been cleared with Bhakti Vinod and Prabhupada's preaching until now. This is time for people to know these secrets. Otherwise, they just go on the Vaidhi thing they teach and trying to attain Krishna by sadhana. Prabhupada and Bhakti Siddhanta and Bhakti Vinod taught sadhana to attain Krishna and everything. This is the new teaching, but it's not really new. This is from Chaitanya Lila. It's just the postgraduate. Can you imagine? The postgraduate is the easiest of all. It's almost like the Lord wanted everybody first tie your shoes really tightly and keep on tight shoes for a long time, and then we're going to just take them off and see how good it feels. I mean, that's basically it, you know. Even Bhakti Vinod, all these, they're always trying to attain Krishna, attain Krishna. And then, you know, when I came along, I saw, oh, wow, you know, it's only because this is conclusive, the most conclusive. This is the higher truth. This is a higher truth than just try to attain Krishna by chanting 1 lakh and doing austerities and sadhanas and all. That's called sadhana siddha, perfection by sadhana. And this is perfection by mercy, which is obviously the more preferable path. This is the only reason why that's still being preached there is people refuse to follow this one. No, we're going to go the hard way. I'm going to go by austerity. My guru Narayan Raj or whoever else, Jayapataka or Radhana, my guru taught austerities, renunciation, following Prabhupada's program, Varnashram Dharma is the way back to Godhead. I'm going to follow that. And see, and that's why it takes them many lifetimes. But Prabhu, you know, we have this easy peasy thing. All you have to do is accept the association of these ecstatic devotees. These are higher caliber devotees by the grace of God that they've gotten. They've attained Krishna already, and you can attain through their attainment. No, that's not. But see, what I just said is conclusive. That's the whole point of having a parampara. That's the whole point of having a real ecstatic disciplic line. I mean, look at Ishvara Puri. He easily attained devotion to Krishna simply by the mercy of serving his guru, who was showing him ecstatic devotion. See, Prabhupada didn't show ecstatic devotion much, and neither did Bhakti Siddhanta, neither did Bhakti Vinod. Therefore, this path was not revealed yet until now. Yeah. See, this is a revelation, just like when an avatar comes. They come out of the blue. Lord Caitanya just appeared. Therefore, love of God appeared. You know, the incarnations like Lord Varaha appeared out of the nostril, just appeared. And then there you go, you got the revelation of God to that extent. See, when the real guru appears, it's just like Nityananda and Lord Caitanya appear simultaneously on the horizon of Gaudiya. What is the meaning of that practically? Well, that's the preaching. When the preaching of the devotee manifests, because they're the one in the body, right? The Lord is sort of disembodied, but he's in the devotee's body. So the devotee preaches ecstasy, ecstatic love, and conclusive truth. And therefore, simultaneously, the devotee appears, the servant of Nityananda, wow, and then Krishna, the real conclusive understanding of Krishna, and the path to find it, and the necessary purification to get it, and everything you need to accomplish this final deliverance sacrifice appears. Otherwise, it's not here. This is nothing but Vaidhi and dry speculations and different paths and varnashram dharmas and all that being promoted in the world. When the devotee appears preaching the confidential truth, the Lord appears, the confidential form of the truth. See, Prabhupada preached, Bhaktisiddhanta preached, but they preached through their mouth the beginnings, the varnashram dharma and all that. See? Now what is being preached is the Jesus kind of preaching, the Lord Caitanya kind of preaching, about how to quickly attain spontaneous devotional worship of Krishna, which is simply by these wonderful devotees. Go ahead.
And at the time of Jesus was saying, my preaching must diminish, his must increase, referring to Jesus. And I think there's some devotees beginning to see that out there, that it has to go higher. There's a higher taste. It always has to go higher, and it's here. It's effective. I feel really whacked of this. To have my days so nicely fulfilled from 10 years ago, where it was just like waking up and, oh my God, how do I fulfill the day? How do I feel the day? It's beautiful. It's purely spontaneous life. I haven't got any particular plans for the next 5-10 minutes. And sometimes devotees ask me, but I don't know, because I live today spontaneous. And that's your mercy. I mean, make some plans. This is the life. This is the life of Vrindavan. We're carefree. We're casual. And it's amazing. It's amazing.
That's how, it's promoted. I was listening this guy talking about, sometimes I like to hear people that are really good at what they do in the world. And I learn practical things. I just want to listen to the best of everything, So I listen to some of these people, and it's so funny when you apply what they do to life in the material way to this, it works the same. Like this one guy was speaking really nicely about Bitcoin, Bitcoin. Matter of fact, I'm going to do some classes. I'm really feeling this one because it's practical. It really is, it's really wonderful. And, just to get, to get more people in the network and make it stronger, because this is really the people's money, and it's a good thing. Yeah. So anyway, he was talking about this, and he was saying, when there's something good being realized and promoted in this world, and like he took it in the form of a business, when you got a really good business, and you promote this, and it's all about networking. See, you create the stronger network by people see that there's value here, and so that's what we're doing here. We're creating a network. It's getting stronger, but the more people that are added, and because they're only added when you find value. When you're finding value, you're following the process and getting the result. You find value, you become part of the network, and it becomes stronger and more interesting. And you tell people about the value. That's what Jesus did, the witness program. You tell people about the value you're getting in this network. You say, oh, I found this, this teaching and this teacher, and it's so valuable, and what I'm feeling, and all these things. And then people, because everybody wants more value, right? This is life. I mean, Krishna is looking for more value. Demons are looking for more value. Everybody is. The demigods are looking for more value, And so what's more valuable than this? I mean, we got a real jewel here, See, and so as the network gets stronger, because you see one by one, people are getting this. And nobody's barred from this. I don't mind. You speculate. Look at my body. We disagree a little bit in different things, but so what? She likes what we do. That's enough, And she's finding value here, and the others too who come here. They may not got everything just the way we're seeing things so conclusively, but still, they find value here. They can come for the chanting. We can chant. It doesn't take you can. What does chanting have anything to do with space? Just chant the name, man. Lord, in this incarnation, Lord Caitanya is very merciful. If you're only qualified for the name, you can come here and chant and get ecstasy, and everything will come along with that later. This is not a problem. Yeah. Go ahead, Tom. Give us a word. Thank you there, Govinda.
I feel ultimately everyone will come here if they inquire where their qualities are coming from. This is the source of all qualities, also from goodness. So this is pure goodness, like the name says. It's beyond. It's the source of these goodness, that superficial goodness. So if they want to upgrade and they come to that individual saturation point, that they find out, well, this devotee, he has something deeper than I can grasp. They have to be, like we always say, they have to be shown, whoa, there's something interesting about this method, about this devotee, and then they come to, if they really use their heart, they come to this upgrade.
Yeah, they have to see that everything in the world is modes, different modes of goodness, passion, ignorance, even people's consciousness and teachers and gurus and all this are covered also by the modes of nature. You got to find that hardly one that knows Krishna in truth, which is beyond all the modes and even beyond liberation energy, because a lot of people may have even that, but this is even deeper. This is the most deep. This mercy of Lord Caitanya coming through the real, hardly one that knows Krishna in truth, God in truth, is so profound and so amazing. You naturally become a witness. If you're really looking for the truth, you're a real truth seeker, and you come here to see. And I don't like blind believing. You just come here and see for yourself, man. Get your own experience. But if you're coming here to get an experience of some energy so that you can go out and be an important person, all that, okay, you're still blinded by these desires. But give it a shot, man. Can't lose. I mean, you may, whatever it is, you'll get your desire fulfilled. You want to be a big teacher, you get some power to do it. You just kind of get some power. You can go out there and be a big teacher all you want.
Yeah, I was meditating on that. What is that? That feeling greedy for liberation. If someone is feeling greedy for liberation, it means he or she reached a saturation point. Like, I want to get rid of it. I want to get. This is not enough anymore. I want to leave it behind, and that's when somebody becomes receptive for the upgrade. That's also reaching the saturation point. It's enough. I don't want. I want to get rid of it. I want to go to the upgrade.
Yeah, this is. A lot of people, some people that I've seen come here for liberation. And once they got liberated by this association, they think, okay, I got what I wanted, and they go away.
Yeah, that's very sad. They have to digest
Yeah,
they need
that's
some
the
time to
teaching.
digest.
Yeah,
But
that's the teaching.
I know, yeah, they will come back.
That's the teaching. You got to realize, oh, because then you run out of gas, and then you start to get non-liberate again, because the soul wants to be active. It's just our nature to engage and to do. You know, I kid around about people being doers, right? But actually, that's in our nature. Is if this fruit of pushing. Well, when you're pushed by Krishna, it's similar, but it's pure and it's spiritual. It's spontaneous pushing. You're pushed by the spirit, like a wind in your sails, a wind that nobody can see.
That's the push from inside, the
Yeah, yeah.
internal
Well,
motivation.
everybody is pushed inside and outside, but a devotee is really pushed from the inside, from the transcendental wind. That's what Jesus was saying. The spirit is like the wind. You can feel it blowing, but you don't know where it comes from or where it's going. It's kind of this special force. The spirit is somewhat like that. It has a pushing force, but you don't know where it's coming from exactly. A devotee can see where the wind of the material modes are pushing people, pushing them in a passionate way, in a fruitive way, in an ignorant way, you know, in a diabolical way, in a hypocritical. These are pushings from the material modes of nature that cause karma. That's why people are called karmis that are under that. Most of the politicians, the people in the world are being pushed by these modes of nature. It's only very rare. You come here, you can learn all these things, secrets of the universe. Yeah. Okay. You know what? I think I want to move around a little bit. I want to stop talking and move. So, hey, thank you very much, everybody, for coming. We did like a couple hours. That's good enough. Good start. Hare Krishna. Thank you.